after Democrats, two of them, sided with Republicans to basically kill, once again, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act in the Senate for the fourth time, Mitch McConnell came out and did a little press conference where he accidentally did a racism. Maybe it was accidental, maybe it wasn't. We're not exactly sure, but here is what Mitch McConnell said. Well, the concern is misplaced when talking about Democrats pushing for voting rights expansion. Because if you look at the statistics, African American voters are voting in just as high a percentage as Americans. So African Americans are voting, and according to McConnell, Americans are voting. So what McConnell is implying here, again, maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally, but the implication is there. African Americans are not Americans. That is what that statement means. Again, we can argue back and forth all day long about whether or not it was an intentional statement. The fact is, the man said it and didn't correct himself. In fact, he kept going with even more lies. A recent survey, 94% of Americans thought it was easy to vote. This is not a problem. Turnout is up. Biggest turnout since 1900. They're being sold a bill of goods to support a Democratic effort to federalize elections. This has been a Democratic Party goal for decades. Mitch, I don't know where you're getting your statistics, but they're completely false. Yes, turnout was up in 2020. And a large part of that had to do with the fact that we increased the number of people eligible to vote by mail, made it easier to vote by mail. And that is exactly what your party, state by state across the country now, is targeting. That is their biggest goal, to eliminate as much as possible voting by mail. Because it did increase turnout. And that didn't bode well for the Republicans. Not to mention the fact you say that both African Americans and Americans, which I'm assuming means white people, you say that they vote at the same rate. Once again, statistics prove you wrong. 70.9% of white voters cast ballots, compared with only 58.4% of non-white voters. So no, they're not voting at the same rate. It is not virtually even. White voters are far more likely to get out there and vote, and that is by design. By the Republican Party's design. And they've been pushing these voter suppression laws heavily in states that they're concerned about losing. Georgia, Florida, Texas, big electoral college prize states. And Republicans are terrified of those non-American voters, to kind of paraphrase Mitch McConnell there. We know what you're saying, Mitch. Intentional or not, maybe it was just a Freudian slip. But you clearly do not view African Americans as real Americans. I guess the only people that would fit under that definition, in your mind, would be white people, huh, Mitch? Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.